it's me Kelly here, language coach and fellow language learner, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the question that I get asked a lot, and that is, can you learn a language from home? So I'm going to be talking about what a language bubble is and talking about ways in which you can create a language bubble so that you're constantly surrounded by your target language. So people ask me a lot, can you learn a language from home, or do I need to go and live in a foreign country? And my answer is yes, you absolutely can learn a language from the comfort of your own home, and you do not need to travel hundreds of thousands of miles to the other side of the world to go and learn a language. So you do this by creating a language bubble. And a language bubble is an environment where you are surrounded by your language. So where you're hearing it, you're seeing it, you're interacting with it, and you're using it. And those four things are really important. So you need to be hearing it, seeing it, using it, and interacting with it. So how do you do this? The easiest and quickest way to do this is switch up whatever you can switch up from doing in your native language to doing in your target language. So to give you a few examples, I have started listening to podcasts in Spanish instead of in English, and I have started watching TV programs in Afrikaans instead of English. So that's two really easy things that you can do. Another thing which is really easy to do is look at your hobbies. So if you're a runner, do you get a magazine subscription? If you do, can you try to find a magazine subscription in your target language? Or if you're interested in golf, can you go and find golfing websites in the country of the language that you're learning? And can you go on those and try to pick out little bits and pieces of vocab? So that's something that's really good to do. If you're into cooking, that's a fantastic one, because all countries, we have dishes, national dishes. So can you go and find recipes from the country of the language that you're learning? So that's a really, really good, easy and fun one to do. So any hobby that you've got, you can definitely switch it up to finding materials in your target language. When you're consuming these materials and you're listening to podcasts, watching TV shows, going on websites, reading books, take note of any words or phrases that come up often, because if they're coming up often, then they're going to be really important for you to learn and to know. So take a note of those words and phrases. Another thing which I think is crucial to do, and a lot of language learners put this off, is to find somebody to talk to. The internet has given us so many easy ways to connect with people on the other side of the world. And what I would recommend is going on a website like italki, where you can find community tutors, teachers, and language partners, and set up at least a 1 hour a week Skype call where you can chat to somebody and work on your spoken language skills. And I challenge you in that hour to only use the language you're learning. Try not to fall back on your native language at all. It's really difficult to do, but it's really good for you. I'm currently trying to do it myself, and it is difficult, but it's really good for you. Another good thing you can do to work on your writing skills, on italki, you can submit a piece of written text, and native speakers and other language learners will go on there and they will correct it for you. Another good thing to do is use social media. So there's a few people I follow, a few Afrikaans people I follow on YouTube and also on Instagram. So sometimes I'll write them and they'll write me back. And it's really interesting to read people's comments as well, because when you're reading things on social media, you'll get a lot of the colloquialisms and the slang of the language that you don't really get from materials that are aimed at language learners. Another thing which I think is crucial to do is to find a good self-study guide. So by self-study guide, I mean something like the Teach Yourself series, Assimil, Pimsleur, Colloquial, and things like that will take you from a beginner up to an intermediate level. A few will take you further to advanced, but in general it seems to be very much just from beginner to intermediate level. So I've mentioned the sort of main big ones and the popular ones that are out there. So the Pimsleur is really good for auditory learners. The Assimil is really good because you have the bilingual text, and you also have CD or MP3, so it's good for visual and auditory learners. The Colloquial series I really enjoyed with the Afrikaans because I learn best through hearing dialogues, and the book is packed full of dialogues, so that worked really well for me. The Teach Yourself series I think is really good if you have no prior knowledge of the language, and it's very, very good for complete beginners. The reason I'm not quite so keen on it for myself is because it reminds me a little bit of my textbooks from school, so that's one thing that kind of puts me off with the Teach Yourself series. But people always say to me, what's the best resource? And there really is no one best resource, because we are all so different. So the best resource for you is a resource that suits your learning style and that you enjoy. So find one that you enjoy and that suits you best as a learner, and that's going to be the best resource for you. Take your time looking for these resources. It doesn't always happen overnight, and it took me 2 weeks to find a good resource for Spanish, and I went through all of the main ones that I've just named for you here, and I couldn't find any of them that I liked. I really liked the colloquial series for the Afrikaans. However, when I looked at the colloquial for the Latin American Spanish, I wasn't quite so keen on it, and after a bit more research I found Spanish with Paul, which is a fantastic resource, one of the best resources I've ever used. So take your time with this and really find something that you're going to enjoy. Another thing which is really crucial to do is to surround yourself every single day by your language. So create your language bubble and live in it every single day. When we all get so busy, it's really easy to think, oh, I won't do it today, and instead I'll spend the whole day doing it on Sunday. No, the key to language learning is consistency. So even just a few hours spent every single day is much better than a full day spent once a week. So I think that's everything I wanted to say in this video. So you absolutely do not have to move to learn a language. You can learn a language from the comfort of your own home. The key is to create a language bubble, and you do this by changing up whatever you can change up, from doing things in your native language to doing it in your target language. Make sure you find somebody who you can connect with online and you can practice your spoken language with. Be writing and submit your written text to get people to correct them. Another good thing which I forgot to say, record yourself speaking and send it to somebody. It's really scary. And I haven't actually really done this much myself, but it's something that I want to start doing more, so that's a really good thing to do as well. Find a good resource, a self-study resource that you enjoy using and that suits you as a learner, and just make sure you work on your language and you're surrounded by it every single day. That's everything for now. If you have any tips or tricks that you want to share, please do leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. I enjoy making these videos for you so much, and I really hope that you do find them useful. If you want to get in contact with me, you can email me at kelly@fruitfulfunfluent.com, or you can head on over to my website, which is www.fruitfulfunfluent.com. That's everything for now, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.